So you want to see just how much George Soros has been interfering with our democratic process in elections in this country? Take a look or listen to this. TheGatewayPundit.com. Huge. Attorney General Barr calls out George Soros for subverting legal system and causing increase in violent crime and more victims through targeting district attorney races. Far-left billionaire George Soros has systematically targeted district attorney races throughout the United States. Many of his backed candidates have won their races and are causing havoc across the country. This week, U.S. Attorney General Bill Barr spoke with Martha McCallum on Fox News, and he told her about George Soros and his subverting of the legal system in the U.S. and creating more crime and violence here. Attorney Bill Barr is right. Soros-backed district attorneys are causing mayhem across the U.S. Just take a look. St. Louis, unhinged Soros-backed St. Louis circuit attorney creates exclusion list banning 28 city cops from testifying in court. That's one. Chicago. Tell me if this name rings a bell. You're going to remember this one. Soros spent $500,000, nearly $408,000, on campaign for who? Radical attorney, here it is, Kim Foxx, who let Jussie Smollett walk on the hate crime hoax charges. Remember that one? He backed her campaign. I didn't even know that at the time. St. Louis again, caught on video. Soros-backed St. Louis circuit attorney refuses to charge dealer with 1,000 opiate pills and 30,000 in cash. Shows officers the door, get lost. Not bringing charges. How about Boston? Another Soros-linked district attorney blocks Boston police from making arrests on shoplifting, destruction of property, resisting arrests, and drug offenses. No deportation of illegals. What else do we have? Philly. Soros-backed anti-cop Philadelphia DA Krasner blasted by Trump-appointed U.S. attorney for attack that wounded 6 officers. Philadelphia District Attorney Larry Krasner was blasted by William McSwain, U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of Pennsylvania, for creating the conditions for Wednesday night's attack on police by a career criminal that wounded 6 officers. According to reports, Krasner was backed for DA in 2017 by George Soros, who donated nearly $1.7 million via, where's this at? Via a PAC, compared to about $200,000 raised by Krasner's campaign. So Krasner put out $200,000 their campaign. Soros steps in, I got $1.7 million for you. On April 28, 2017, Soros wrote a check for $1.45 million to the Philadelphia Justice and Public Safety PAC in support of Krasner. Krasner won and was sworn in January 1st, 2018. And I'm going to say something that Q says to you all the time. You don't really think George Soros is using his own money, do you? He's getting it from your dollars, out of your back pocket, from your tax money that goes to USAID, to goes to this country, that country, like we're seeing the Rudy Giuliani is uncovering in Ukraine. Not was it 5 or 7 billion, it was nearly 13 billion, 12.5 billion that they found as a laundering scheme, going back to democratic institutions in this country. That's what Giuliani said. That's what he's uncovered. You don't think George Soros, because remember, they said, we found out the $5 billion that went to Ukraine, most of it went to NGOs, non-governmental organizations, which are typically organizations that are, again, not government, and they are heavily involved in social and political stuff. And if they got the money, George Soros is known to have a ton of NGOs across the planet. You don't think old George Soros got a couple of dollars, so to speak, from those NGOs, which came from your back pocket. And then he's using it to give to these criminals and put them in positions of power, like a district attorney who can throw out any charges they feel like it. And there's nothing you can do. You can't force them to do anything. It's within their right as district attorney. I get to pick and choose. And you're funding your own demise. You're funding your own demise by these people. God help you if you ever had to go to court for something with one of these people in charge. Take care.